Good morning, girls. I'm Dr. Kiran Deshwal, Assistant Professor English. In this video lecture, we will do the remaining essay, Getting Up on Cold Morning, composed by Leigh. We left our essay on adjunctive, where the author is giving examples of great men that none of them shaved and still they were great. Then why do we torture ourselves with such a custom? And we will start from this line, think of Wortley. I hope you have get it. Think of Wortley. Think of Wortley Montague, the worthy son of his mother, a man above the prejudice of his time. Look at the Persian gentleman whom one is ashamed of meeting about the suburbs. Their dress and appearance are so much finer than our own. So, while describing the great persons, he gives another example. He says that think of Wortley Montague. Think about Wortley Montague, the worthy son of his mother. Every son is worthy for their mother. A man above the prejudice of his time. He was an impartial man above the prejudices of his time. And again, he talks about the Persian gentleman. Look at the Persian gentleman whom one is ashamed of meeting about the suburbs. Their dress and appearance are so much finer than our own, but Leigh says that the dress and appearance of that Persian gentleman are so much finer than our own, and all these inspires me not to save. And lastly, he is afraid of the razor. Lastly, think of the razor itself, how totally opposed to every sensation of bed in bed. One have cozy feeling, but the razor, the thinking of razor gives you cold feeling, and the razor is very cold, its metal is very cold, and it's easy, it's sharp and hard. How utterly different from anything like the warm and circling amplitude which sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. So it is different from the warm and cozy feeling of the bed, and it has a circling amplitude which sweetly recommends itself unto our gentle senses. The bed pleases us, it gives us delight, while the razor is not, while the razor doesn't give us pleasing feeling. Add to this, in addition, benumbed fingers. Our fingers don't work properly, so they become numb, which may help you to cut yourself. And when you try to save, your fingers shiver, they are numb, they are lifeless. So there is a chance to cut yourself, a quivering body, and with that cut your body will quiver, you will shiver out of cold. And a frozen towel, your towel is also not warm, it's also cold, and ever full of ice. And he that says there is nothing to oppose in all this only shows at any rate that he has no merit in opposing it. So, according to Leigh, there are various reasons not to get up in cold morning. It's always painful for a person to shave and to get up and to leave the bed. Thomson, the great poet who wrote about four seasons summer, spring, winter, and autumn. The Thomson, the poet who exclaims in his Seasons. Seasons is the great work composed by Thomson, and we can see that Leigh is quoting great and major people or authors or writers from English literature. Falsely luxurious, will not man awake, used to lie in bed till noon, because he said he had no motive in getting up. He could imagine the good of rising, but then he could also imagine the good of lying still, and his exclamation, "It must be allowed," was made upon summer time, not winter. So here the poet gives us example from Seasons composed by the great poet Thomson. He says that Thomson's description is falsely luxurious, though it is luxurious, but it's not true. Will not man awake, used to lie in bed till noon, because he said he had no motive in getting up. Will not man awake? That description of winter season, will not awake man, cannot inspire people to get up. Used to lie in bed till noon, because the poet himself used to lie in bed till noon, because he said he had no motive in getting up, because there is no use of getting up early. He could imagine the good of rising, but then he could also imagine the good of lying still. Same here. Leigh also can imagine the utility of rising early, but in winter season he can also see the utility, the use of lying in the bed. It is good to take the comfort and cozy feelings. And his exclamation, "falsely luxurious, it must be allowed," was made upon summer time, not winter. So the poet Leigh wants to say that his description can be applied to summer season, because summer season is delightful. It gives us pleasure and delight even when we get up early. We must proportion the argument to the individual character. A money getter may be drawn out of his bed by three and four pence. So it differs from persons to person. The utility of rising early differs from person to person. For some people it is beneficial to get up early, but if someone doesn't have any work, there is no use to get up early. He says that a money getter, a person who wants to earn, may be drawn out of his bed. He comes out, he leaves his bed in greed of money by three and four pence, but this will not suffice for a student. But for a student, three or four pence is not enough. So, and a student have to study. He thinks that I can study later. Why should I get up early? So get the inspiration and the motive of getting up early is differs from person to person. A proud man may say, "What shall I think of myself if I don't get up?" But the more humble one will be content to waive his prodigious notion of himself out of respect to his kindly bed. The mechanical man shall get up without any ado at all, and so shall the barometer. Here, Hunt wants to say that, but the more humble one will be content to waive his prodigious notion of himself. Some people will get up and some will calm down their motive of getting up early. An ingenious liar in bed will find hard matter of discussion even on the score of health and longevity. So, an ingenious liar who wants to keep lying can deny all the facts on the code of health and longevity. He will say that if you keep lying in the bed, your health will be okay, it will keep you healthy, and you will achieve longevity. He will ask us for our proofs and precedents of the ill effects of lying later in cold weather. I think this is enough for today. We will be continue in our next video. Thanks for watching.